Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to Stock Market Technical Analysis Daily. Today is Friday. No, today's not Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 12th. March the 12th, 2021. All right, all right, all right. We have so much to go over. Let's say hello to a few folks in the live chat, Mr. Donny. Oh, no messing around. Let's say hello to Mr. Donny, Miss Marcy, Mr. Nick. Glad to have you on board. We are four plus myself. If YouTube would like to count me, that's make it five. That make it six. That's a quorum. Let's go, folks. All right, all right. What a week we have had, folks. It was actually another solid week, highlighted by I don't know if you miss the run on Boeing. Yeah, I remember it a week ago or so. Remember, I said my approach was wait and see on Boeing. Well, it would not have been wise to sleep on Boeing. Uh, Not that, no. That I was intending upon the, yeah. Don't sleep on a plane. Don't sleep on a plane. But Boeing rallied. For those of our subscribers who have access to our alerts, go back to last Thursday, yeah, because our subscription trade alerts come out on Thursday. Look at the price of the 242.5 calls on there, and then look at the update that we posted yesterday. Yeah, so I believe it was literally 60 something cents. Yesterday, those calls that were printing at 13.50. These are the type of momentum trade, folks, that our trade alerts have consistently been giving, and we want to teach you how to get on board. That's exhibit number one. Exhibit number two, I believe, what day was it? That's we feature a GangstA trade here on one of our favorite tiny stock. It's not a $200 stock or anything like that. That stock was on the 9th, Tuesday, 37, 36, 37 calls for 5.10 cents. Yeah, that's FCX. Hopefully, you'll catch that yesterday. It was more than a 10 bagger from that point, because the 37 calls I still had some, though the pre-market is telling me that that wasn't wise of me, but I was trading some yesterday at 60, 65. The 35 calls they were going for, geez, close to $2. Yeah. So that's what goes on here. So we want to carry that momentum on here today on Friday. The market has been crazy, folks. A crazy market means that there are a lot of moving parts. So for us, a lot of moving parts gets worse. Actually, our strategies, they are great. They do great in a moving market. Why? Because we don't really care about the direction of a stock. A stock is moving, we know how to trade it successfully. That's the bottom line overall. So let's start this morning on here. I like to comment by Mr. Well, I like to comment by Mr. Donny, but let me point out something in there. Let me read. What are your chart analysis for Doku? I am considering puts. What's your tech assessment on? Oh boy, that's a lot of stocks, folks. That's a lot of stocks. So okay, we're gonna have 1 minute on each one of those stocks, but I want to spend time on Doku because you're in luck, Mr. Donny. I studied Doku in this pre-market. Why? Because Doku had earnings. So let's share our screen very quickly on here and start with Doku, and then record a GangstA trade on Doku. Yeah. And for that GangstA trade, that's the nuance that I want to bring to Mr. Donny point. My trading is not as, hey, I'm considering put. Because to be honest with you, this market, there's no such thing. I'm considering something. Guess what? The opposite happened. I still want to make money. So I'm considering trading something. Period. It will tell me which direction it wants it wants to be traded. Straight honest with you. And really, that's the difference on there. So let's look at the charts. Why am I considering Doku this morning? Because it had earnings. Because it's then from its earning, it gapped. But I could care less about the direction of the gap, to be honest with you, because really, just a gap, I'm interested. All right, so here's where Doku stand, right? Doku, like many stock, struggled last week. Last Friday is the bottom on here, and then it proceeded with alternating red rather, red day, green day, red day, green day. So will today be a red day? Are you going by that, Mr. Donny? But for me, here's what I see. The price action on here was most of the stock, and the other one usually we usually start by the index here. I have another index that's the second thing I'm going to be talking about here, but let's continue focus on here. You see, it couldn't get past the EMA, the green line, the EMA 20. That's what it is on here. Let me just move the screen so that you guys can see that the EMA 20 is the green line. Okay, So out of this here, trading at 218, that EMA is at 227. Thereabout. Okay, fantastic. So for me, that's good enough to consider that. Now, I do not have a quant analysis on Doku. Let me actually check because I've been foolish before. I don't want to fall for that. Let me fully check that. I do not have a quant analysis on Doku. What is a quant analysis? Meaning that a research that shows me how Doku has performed post earning in the past. It's not saying that it's going to do exactly that, but were you with us yesterday on JD? Did you see how JD traded yesterday? What did we show you in the morning yesterday at this very time? Yeah, that's the value of that document, right? So if you still, after let's say a full year, we have been talking, not quite a full year, we started in May of 2020, but almost a full year now, we have been telling you about this earning quant analysis, and you're still sleeping on it. Like you shouldn't be sleeping on our quant analysis, just like you shouldn't be sleeping on Boeing. That's my joke of the day. I don't know. I need to let it go. Okay, we do not have that, but very quick quant analysis on here. We can go to last earning just to see the size of the move. Yeah, the size of the move is what I was interested. So this morning, earlier today, I was doing my little quant analysis just straight on my phone. Straight on my phone. Which app was I using? I don't know if I was using Webull or I was using TeleTrader. I just wanted to see the size of the move. So here, for instance, between the low and the high, I see about $16. So maybe this was the day here. Okay, between the low and the high, I see $18. And then the next day, $16. Okay, then I go back in time. I look at another earning. Trust me, folks, that's literally all it takes for me when I don't have data on a stock here, because that's actually what our quant analysis measure. So here, a high of 290 after open at 282, then the low of 251. Superb, 40 points. I like that. Well, actually, maybe this was a gap down here on that day. So let's say the high 251, 225 low. Okay, that's 25 points. Okay, that's good enough for me as of now to say over the last two earnings. I mean, I can go far back and then look at things again. This one on here, high 148, 138, that's 10 points. Okay, so that's really all I need at this stage with a market that's moving. So here, we cannot really compare the number of points because look at the stock now, it's trading in the 200 watts, so meaning percentage what we will consider, but that's fine. So within this range, the point method can work for us. So if this thing, we are looking for 15 point thereabouts, those options, they may be difficult to get straight up. So for me here, based on my analysis, here's what I'm recommending, and I'm going to write it here in our Discord room live as we have been doing on here. So Doku, let me go write the date first. So Doku, it's currently trading at 216. 216, exactly. That's just what popped on my phone there. You saw me look down a little bit. So from 216, so 16 point down, so 200 is definitely a consideration. So 200 puts. So March the 12th, 2021. So 200 put, but I am not certain that I will get them at the price that we want, right? Because the whole idea is to buy cheap option. How cheap? Below 20 cents, 25 cents at the most, maybe 30 cents really in the case. But why really go that much, right? We risk less to have a greater return. So our number one, we're going to say Doku, March the 12th. So on the put side, for me, I'm just going to expand that range. So if you want 190, 195, 200 puts, and let's say we want this for 15, 20 cents, yeah? Plus, on the call side, oh boy, we can use a symmetry type of deal. So this thing, 16, 30 points from here, that would put us into the 245. So we're going to say 240, 245 calls for Doku for 10. I really have no idea. Actually, I can do something. Let's go look at the value of the call yesterday. But we know that this stock has a huge implied volatility, right? So let me actually be precise on there. I don't want to spend even an extra 5 cents more on those contracts. Really, the goal is to get as many. So the 190, we're going for 21 cents bid and put, that is 28 cents yesterday, but the implied volatility is 174. It's going to drop down this morning, and thus we stand a chance to get them between 15 and 20 cents. All right. So that's how I do it here. So the 240, 245 calls yesterday, they were going for $1.65, actually $2.66. The bid was 165. The ask was 305. So yeah, so much for that. So we want to get them as cheap as possible this morning. So we can say 10 to 15 cents as well. Trust me, this price will come down. Look at the implied volatility on there. So that's the summary there for you, Mr. Donny, and everybody. I will look to trade Dokyo this morning as a GangstA trade. I may have a bias on puts. So if that direction is the set direction, then I can scale in by buying more contract. But initially, I'm just open to the possibility that, hey, a stock is moving. I don't really know which direction, and I want it to move violently in the first 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, because that's where I can get the field on my GangstA trade. And from there, chill and do my favorite thing while trading, doing this. All right, so hopefully that helps there on Dokyo. I actually did study that one. I kid you not. That was the first one. I wrote 3 stock on here that I want to take a look at GangstA trade this morning. The second stock that I want to take a look at the GangstA trade this morning. Let me make sure that I tap this for the people in the Discord. All right, so it's properly tapped because I've been known to make mistakes on these things. Well, happened once. Dokyo, March the 12th, 190, 195, 200 puts for 15, 20 cents, plus 240, 245 calls for 10, 15 cents. All right. Okay, I see people moving in the in the room, so that's make it. All right. Oh my goodness, GangstA trade, they bring people on board. 13 people on a Friday. All right, let me go then in my focus mode. Let me go in my focus mode. The second stock that I absolutely want to bring on here is one of the ETFs, right? QQQ has been moving. Yesterday and the whole week we highlighted the gap, the overnight gap that these guys they have been doing, the algos they have been doing. So in earlier in this pre-markets, QQQ was down as much as what? Down almost 2%. I mean, it's still down minus 1.56%, but the place where it is right now, it's what I want you and I to focus on, because yesterday we highlighted it. If you were with us yesterday on QQQ, could you tell me what were the levels that we mentioned for QQQ on the upside? Because the scenario was, starting the day yesterday, we were starting exactly at this yellow line, the EMA 8 on the daily chart. So the open here was at, this is not the proper stock. They all look, all these charts, they look alike. If you've noticed, right? If you have been doing chart analysis this week, which I strongly suggest, right? So it's very relaxing, actually. So just reach out. That's really going to help your trading. Just reach out. Trust me, reach out. Where's now the moving average? And then trade according to your plan. The outcome of your the practice of watching a chart is to say, hey, if the price goes above this, I'm going to be bullish. If it goes below this, I'm going to be bearish. Try that this weekend. Yeah. Try. What's going on this weekend? There's nothing going on this weekend. The NCAA tournament doesn't start until next Thursday. So this is one of those weekends. I mean, there's nothing on Netflix. Everybody knows that. So no, there's some sunshine outside maybe. Yeah, but I mean, if you have the teletrader app on your device, it works on iOS and it's a free app. Yeah, you can be even on the park. Yeah, for me, yeah, I will indulge if there is some sun. Those has been running here in Southern California all week long. So I will go to the park, and while I'm lounging, listening to music, I will have 30 minutes, trust me, to look at charts. That's definitely something I include there. So back to QQQ. This is where we started yesterday, 315.77 with the EMA green line being at 316.74. Yesterday was at 316, I think 64. But we said that, hey, it needs to clear above that. It did actually clear above that, and it posted almost all the way to 320. And then where's the 320 line? The 320 line, my friend, is that white middle of the Bollinger Band, the upper and the lower, right? So guess what? It got rejected there. And this morning, Lord behold, I don't think many trader was expecting this, right? Because yesterday, the market finished strong. After hours, even a lot of gaps on anything, and then I don't know, out of nowhere, minus one point something. But the minus one point something, 1.54 is just mostly on the text. SPY has been very resilient, and IWM has been strong. The other one has been as strong as anything. So we are starting here today now below that green line. So we are stuck between the green line and the yellow line. So for me, that's good enough. That's good enough to say, hey, a decision needs to be made here. If they go and then post a sideways for all the entire day, well, shame on me, because they have been known to do that a little bit. How can we tell that? Look at how many days is spent here in this range. You see my tiny dotted line and the tiny orange line. That's what I'm talking about. Typically, when you see that, you need to be mindful that the stock could do that again, because here it is here again in this series of 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. It has a lot of touches in there. So far we have had 2 touches on there. So not sure where it's going to go, but today is expiration day, right? So there's not much else that's going to be happening in those options other than expire and go to zero. So if the algos they want, they can pick a side on here. If should they do that, you and I, we stand a chance to make some money. So let's try to see here how many points can we try to go for on QQQ. Very, really, very cheap option. So it's trading at 313. On the upside, yesterday we went all the way to, let's say, 320. The 320 calls, they were yesterday at $1. So that's huge. So meaning even 7 points here is no bueno for us. So that's no bueno. What's the theta? They have a theta, the theta decay overnight. It's just 1 cent. The theta decay on this option is not that much really. So the 320 calls, we are 7 points away. Oh, actually we gap down. Okay, so we gap down by $4. Okay, that should help, because we're gapping down here by almost $5. So that should help a great deal. So for me, looking at this, I can expect that the 320 calls here, we can get them for 10-15 cents. Yeah, actually, let's go even less. So we're going to say for QQQ, and let me write it down on paper, on my paper before. So 320, 322 calls, we want to get this for 5-10 cents. Yeah. So that's QQQ number 2. Number 2, QQQ, March the 12th, on the call side of our GangstA trade on this, 320, 322 calls for 5-10 cents. Plus, on the bearish side, okay, so we are losing 5 points on here to start the day. What can we get on the bearish side? So on the bearish side, if we are just to say symmetrical, so for me in the pre-market in my study, I was targeting the 307, starting at the vicinity of 307 in order to make it worth our while. The previous, not yesterday, the previous day low, meaning on the 10th, Wednesday, we went at a low of 310. And then the previous day, we went at a low of 306. So let's target on here. The 307 may be difficult to get because they could be worth 20 cents. Yeah, but we don't know if this thing can shoot up just from the get-go. So let's go. 307 is going to be the upper band. So for us, let's go 305, 307, 305, 307 puts. Okay. And we want these for the 305 yesterday. They were going for 5 cents bid, 6 cents ask. Very liquid. Yeah, QQQ is very liquid on here. So they're going to appreciate a little bit on here. But we hope that with the hesitation, the first candle, the first 15-minute candle, the stock could be go up and then thus really provide us with a good opportunity. So we want the 305, 307 for 10-15 cents. Again, we want to risk as little as that. 10-15 cents is 3 times, meaning that if people who are holding this, they stand to make 200% compared to yesterday, I feel confident about getting this on there. All right, so QQQ, March the 12th, 320, 322 calls for 5-10 cents. and the puts 305, 307 puts for 10, 15 cents. The puts are going to be more expensive because that's the starting direction of the day. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh boy, we're already 9:13. And we have already given you two GangstA trade. If you are just joining now, well, people have the playback on this, and a lot of people actually have been doing that. As a matter of fact, speaking of playback, if you were not with us last Friday, we recorded almost a 6.5 hour of live trading. Yeah, it's on YouTube. A lot of traders found great value in it. So binge on that this weekend. I mean, you don't have to watch the whole thing in one shot, but you can go segment per segment as the day was progressing with how we were getting in and out of trade. There, a lot of traders said they were taking notes. They spent the entire session taking notes and learning. Hopefully, that's going to help you take your trading to the next level. All right, so 9:14 a.m. in New York and in Toronto. One for the road. A lot of stocks are gapping obviously this morning. It's a far west here in the stock market here. I'm just looking at some of the prices on here. Hopefully you got into the GangstA trade with JD yesterday. JD made a tiny money, not that as much as FCX made for us yesterday. FCX was by far the best trade for us, though it wasn't the only one. For our subscribers, right, you had opportunity yesterday for FCX, which we emphasized on Tuesday by the GangstA trade. Yes, the GangstA trade doesn't have to always pay on the same day. Typically they do, but in this case, we kept that on, and Lord, behold, yeah, those ones where I can do Monday morning quarterbacking and saying, oh, why didn't I buy more cheap 37 calls on Wednesday? Yeah, because I did add, but I didn't add enough. Well, it's always I didn't add enough, but it was a great trade. Facebook was a runner yesterday among the bullish stand. Out of nowhere, it did a clean 10 baggers on our trade alert. So you must have seen that, and we talked about BA already. So this morning for us, we are definitely looking to cash onto our tight position on JD that we took from yesterday. So because at the close of the day, I made even my strike even tighter. So let's see here what they want to do. The stock just cannot catch a break. Yeah, every single time that this stock is trying to make a run, even yesterday, they fake it out at 91 and it reversed like something was just, I don't know what's with that stock. So in that case, I'm just going to trade it. I get into a position, keep quiet, keep calm, and let them do the thing. A lot of techs are down. Yeah, Apple is down minus 1.57%. Microsoft is down minus 1.5. Google is down. Amazon is down. Maybe I can nibble on Amazon today. I don't know, but because Amazon is one of those that's I like to. So last time I had a chance on here. So I'm going to make it that Amazon is trading at what? I don't know. Just came into my mind right like that. I didn't plan for this. So Amazon is trading at, I'm not going to give that as a trade. It's trading at 3,067, right? So I'm going to go 400 points up and down and take a little thing on there. So I need some preparation for that. But there's one stock that I want us to take a look at. Again, I am just experimenting. I have never traded Jumia before, Jumia technology on here. But here's a stock here that I want us to be our third GangstA trade because I prepared for this in pre-market. Has been recovering. Every single stock has this pattern, almost, folks, right? A downtrend, recent downtrend that started, I don't know, this guy Jumia put in a top February 10, February 11, yeah, a date that's, and then he had a crossover of the EMA 8 below the EMA 20, and then kept posting lower lows. Last Friday may have been that low. Yesterday, strong. Yesterday, what is making me trade this? Because it's option actually compared to what I used to see before when this stock initially had IPO. They're liquid. And yesterday I saw that, oh my goodness, there was an entry on here for the 50 calls at 14 cents. Yeah, I didn't have it. I didn't have it. But you see, you can actually set yourself up for future success by studying, even when you, at the end of the day, have some of the other stock that you didn't trade. So I go to the option chart and see certain level. Obviously, this was a big move on here from 45. Well, it gapped up, obviously, but even with that gap, right? So the reason for the entry yesterday on a trade like this would have been it goes gapping just like everybody else. But you went and used that 50 Why 50? Because look at it here. The size of this candle here from 36 to 42 was $5.50. Yeah. So here from 44 to 49, that's another exactly $5 again. So here for us today, let's apply the same thing. Yeah. Let's apply the same thing. So we go $5 up, $5 up. So what's the current price of this stock? The stock Jumia is currently trading at 47. Let's call it 48. So 48, my friend, that's give us, I'm going to record this live on here on our Discord channel for our Discord users. So number 3 GangstA trade of the day, it's a brand newcomer. So you see, we don't always trade the same stock all the time. We were like, this guy is boring. Yeah, maybe we are boring with the same stock every time. Monthly 12. So 4 or 5 points on here for us. We are looking at 43, 44 puts on the downside for 10-15 cents. Yeah, for 10-15 cents plus we're going to make Jumia a regular, because look at, actually I talked about this stock the other day. I don't know if somebody was with us. I made the remark the other day on Jumia based on the weekly chart that we were looking on Finviz. I don't know if you recall. And I said from this point on, from this low on here, because this stock goes in cycle, it puts in a high and then come back down, but then when it goes back up again, it goes above. So I put in, I think I have my notes here. On my notes, Jumia was June trade. From June to March, expect this maybe to test 100. So that's still in play, folks. Yeah. So that's still in play on there. So but as of now, we are just gonna day trade this. So we saw a very quick HCR type of thing here for 5 points. So we are taking 43, 44 puts for 10-15 cents plus. On the call side, we are at 48. On the call side, that's going to be 52, 53 calls for 5-10 cents. I mean, you can go 10-15 cents as well, but I don't know how that's going to start in any way. All right, fantastic. Okay, folks, I think we have done it. 9:20, that's enough. And again, Amazon is just ready for sure. I know people who trade Amazon on Fridays or anything, but I remember last time I did an experiment like that. Amazon, I was able to turn 6 cents entry into 40 cents very, very quickly within the first 5 minutes. It didn't last, obviously, because when you have a contract so far out of the money, it needs that direction to carry on. If, let's say, 30 minutes passes by and it hasn't moved that way, hey, you just take your profit. So let me try a little sneaky thing. 400 points away on Amazon here gives us 2,000, 2,700 puts. Yeah. And 3,000, let's say 500 calls. Yeah. And really, this is just for show here. We're going to try to steal those for no more than 10 cents. All right, I'll leave you with that, folks. Sorry, what sticker was that? Oh man, Miss Festus, you cannot do this to me. I talk about a lot of tickers. Yeah. What ticker was that? We talked about three GangstA trade on here, and Miss Festus, that's there in your Discord room. Yeah. So we talk about DoQ, QQQ, and Jumia, JMIA. So you and I, we are to be familiar with Jumia, right? It helps with our homeland continent. I don't know about that. Jumia, QQQ, and DoQ. And my fun trade of the day, it's Amazon. So 270 thereabout puts and 3,500 calls for really ideally no more than 10 cents. Okay, folks, I have to go. I have to enter my trade on the Miss Festus. You cannot be late. If something is important, why would you be late? No, I'm joking. Use the replay. Use the replay on YouTube, right? You can the broadcast is, you can use it as a replay as well. Thank you, everybody. Best of luck with the Friday trading session. We see those who are subscriber inside of the trading room, our Discord room, and we catch the rest of you on Monday, God willing. Thank you. Bye-bye.